Thank you, Leon. Mumble melody. Stuttering is often portrayed negatively in popular culture, from Harry Potter, Marvel, Star Wars, Winnie the Pooh. And it's pretty unfortunate for people who have to deal with the stigmatization, because here's what people who stutter actually look like. You may recognize a few famous people who stutter, but mostly this is people like you and me. It's an invisible struggle. And it touches 1% of all adults and 8% of children. And there is no cure. And here's what stuttering sounds like and feels like.
I've had speech therapy since March. The person I'm working with is like she specializes in she specializes in stuttering.
And as you can imagine, stuttering often has huge impact on social interaction, quality of life, and economic productivity. And it impacts so many parts of life because it impacts communication and sense of self-worth. There are a number of approaches and treatments that have been tried to help, and an ideal treatment would need to be effective, accessible, and low cognitive load. And one of the most effective is still speech therapy because it's very personalized, but it can be quite expensive and not always accessible. And our system really doesn't try to compete, but really to work alongside with speech therapy. There are also some hearing aid devices that exist on the market that take the voice and add a delay or a pitch shift to the voice. And they can be quite effective, but they're quite expensive. And finally, there are some apps that exist that do the same transformation, but that are often not very effective because they're not personalized. And after a few weeks or months, the brain gets used to it and we start stuttering. Our solution is mumble melody, and here's how it works. When someone speaks, we take the sound of their voice and we transform it in real time into a musicalized version of the voice that we then feed back to the speaker. And when we did that, here's what happens. And this is the same person as earlier.
The Notes app I use all the time because if I think of something, I'm going to forget it, so just write it down. Or like little things that I see that I want to look into later, I write it down.
So how does that work? Well, to simplify, when you speak, there are really two signals happening in your brain. There is what you plan to say, some kind of inner voice, and then there's what you actually say. That's your outer voice. And for people who stutter, there seems to be an issue with how those two signals get compared in the brain. And by providing this musical feedback, we avoid the speech neural pathway and we leverage the music processing part of the brain. Also, music is so rich and contains so many parameters that our system can be very personalized to the individuals. So we use machine learning to optimize to the user and the specific time of use. And thanks to that, the brain doesn't get used to the signal. And our prototype is already available on the App Store, so people can download it and use it. And we're already collecting data to help us refine the product. We are very focused in how the technology will be used in the market and who are the gatekeepers. So we're in touch with a lot of people in the value chain, starting with local patient support group, the NSA, National Stuttering Association, as well as ASHA, the American Language Hearing Association, and some local therapy center like the Siskin Stuttering Center, as well as neurologists from UCSF and MGH, and the Society for the Neurobiology of Speech. And here is our team. So we are experts in neurology, clinical medicine, software, voice, music, and experience design. And here's what we're looking for. We're looking for team members, especially people with business expertise. We're looking for people who stutter. If you stutter, or if you know people who stutter and who would be interested in collaborating and participating in our study. We're looking for connection with foundation and industry partners. And finally, we're looking for sponsors to make this whole project happen. Thank you very much.